You wait a little bit before some people get back on.
Technology.
Keep flowing.
Can't do anything with it, can't do anything
Can't
without
stop,
it.
won't stop.
Anyways, well, we'll keep going. Where was I at?
You were at the part where you
My why. What's bigger? Everything that's bigger than me. So, being a part of network marketing allows me to give back. It allows me to build myself, but also bring others with me on this journey. And like I said, the bigger picture is for our planet, for our Earth. Obviously, we've been riddled with plastic, pollution, animal cruelty, wars, poverty. The list goes on and on and on. Yet we're safe in our little homes and we think nothing matters. And again, that's thinking about you and not the bigger picture. Instead of you, think about the universe, how we're all connected as one. And I know from my standpoint, in the future, I want children and generations, and I don't want to hand them something that they can't do lives where they're helping someone. So it's the part of duplication that's so great, and we do it all the time. And so you want to keep duplicating that success and that mindset of always thinking we, not me. And that's kind of my why.
And that's the wake. That's, we talk about wake tribe all the time, but the wake is really your duplication, your ripple effect. When you go talk to somebody, how are you impacting them, and how far does your sphere go? How far does your wake travel? Because if you understand business, the best thing you could understand is duplication, because we want to make the biggest change, and that's how we're going to do it, is to create a simple system to duplicate it the fastest so everybody can comprehend it and everybody can find unity again.
And I think a good quote that you can think of is, don't give up for what you want most for what you want right now. Everyone wants money right now. Everyone wants a new car, a girlfriend. They want all these things. But if you said, okay, well, you can't have it. So what do you really want most in life? Not money, not success, not status, not a house, not this. What do you want? Most people don't even know. They can't think that far. Well, for me, I want oceans to be cleaner. I want the air to be more pure. I want the rainforest to grow back. I want animals to be free of all cruelty. All these things is what I want most. Now, what I do want right now, I'd rather have more money in my bank, absolutely. Would I want to have, more results in the gym? Of course. But don't sacrifice the bigger picture just for the short-term picture. And those are always good long-term goals to have. Another thing, what is your story? And that's you. That's what sells. That's what's going to get you a job. That's what's going to get you an opportunity. Maybe that's what gets you your girlfriend. That's what gives you your new breakthrough or a new business, whatever it comes with. What's your story? And a good analogy to think of, if I gave you a blank book and a pen, and you're the author, my story by blah, 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 what's your preface? What's your table of contents? What are your chapters labeled? How many pages is your book? Is your book 10 pages, or is it a bibliography of thousands and thousands of pages? Mm-hmm. Most of you never even thought of doing that, right? I'm not saying go write a book, but just visualize kind of what we talked about last week. What does your story look like? Because your story is what people are going to buy into. Your story is what sells. People love authors, but they see the author, but what sells? J.K. Rowling or Harry Potter? It's the story she writes, because that story she writes is very attractive, because each one of us want our own story. We don't want to give that power away and then write someone else's story for them. If I got Jilly a book and I wrote her story on her life and I gave it to her, she might skim through it, but she's going to go, that's wrong, that's incorrect, nah, that didn't happen, I don't want that, and she'll probably give it back to me. And yet we do that every day. We try to write stories for other people to make them happy, and yet we don't write a story for ourselves. So make sure you're writing your story, visualizing it, sharing it, and that story alone is what people are going to be attracted to, because then you can show them how to write their story. Okay, so again, writing your own story, meet yourself where you're at. Now, before you do have a vision, or before you write a story, kind of what we talked about last week, you got to believe that you can do these things. And I'm just using business as an example. And like I mentioned, business and personal development tie in hand, right? Business and personal development are two things that go together, because as long as you're developing yourself personally, as a brand, as an image, marketing yourself. And I'm not always just saying social media, or whether it's network marketing, just your body language, how you carry yourself, how you act, how do you listen, how do you hear. Those are all things that you build your image. So before you have a vision in life, whether it is to start a new company or to be part of something bigger than you have to believe in it first. You have to believe that you can do something, because everyone can say, oh yeah, I'm going to do this tomorrow. I'm going to find 100 people to join me. I'm going to start this up and we're going to go. And then you go to bed and you wake up and the alarm hits and you just hit it on snooze, and that's it. because you didn't actually believe that you could or see it, and you didn't get excited about it. And that's something that you got to happen over and over and over. Now, when people do see a vision, when they start believing in themselves, when they start writing their own story, when they start taking a leap of faith or getting uncomfortable, what is going to happen? There's going to be something called fear. Okay, fear is something that runs people out of a job, out of a relationship, out of an opportunity. Fear is something that is an emotional thought that replays and loops over and over ever since you were born. All these things that you've experienced in your life has caused you to fear. What are some basic forms of fear? Fear of failure is one. Fear of rejection, fear of success, judgment, and change are some of the top ones. And these are all things that, again, we've known before. We don't really sit with it, but we know that it's there. And, I know both Jilly and I, she's been seeing me go through a lot of changes, and fear of changing being the biggest one. But what are your thoughts on how did fear help you get to where you are today? I guess personally and business.
Well, honestly, once I started to embrace change, I started to notice that if I feared something, it was actually a sign that I should do it. So if I feared talking in front of people, like public speaking, like that was a huge fear of mine. And I was like, okay, I should probably do this because it's a sign that that's where you'll grow the most. If you fear something, it's a trigger. If you fear something, it's the ego saying, whoa, 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 that's not our comfort zone. Go back. And you can feel it in your nervous system. But the way that I see it now and the way that I grew past it is it's my navigator. It's my little like left-hand turn button where I'm like, go this way. And I just go towards it.
And once you embrace fear, you can then give it a hug and turn it into an opportunity. If you run from fear, just like you run from anything else, you're going to keep running. And you're going to keep running like a hamster does on a treadmill. And you keep running and you keep running. You get exhausted, and then fear consumes you to a point that you're terrified. And
that's what causes anxiety. And that's one of the biggest things that I noticed is the word transmutation. It means that, when you're experiencing an obstacle or fear and you can actually turn it into a positive thing and see it as a lesson, that's called transmutation, is turning something negative into positive. And so when I started noticing that I was actually able to change that really fast, I noticed I was just transmuting. It's literally taking one thing and turning it into another like that.
And you might think, oh, that's so easy. Well, sometimes the easiest things in life are hardly ever done because it is too easy. And remember, it's not doing it one time, just like anything else, whether you play a sport, doing something over and over and over and over is going to now create that repetition, because all Jilly did was go from one mindset, one perspective, one perception of something to, wait a minute, I'm supposed to do this. I embrace this. Oh, public speaking, give me a hug. Oh, failure, I love it, because when I fail, I'm going to succeed 10 more times. And you can almost laugh at yourself. It's like, what is there to be scared of? And then all of a sudden, you might get some resistance from others. And so fear of failure is a very big one. Obviously, growing up, what do we want to do? We want to impress our parents. We want to show our teachers we're good. We want to show to our coaches we're good enough, because we don't want to show failure. We don't want to come home with a D. We don't want to come home saying we didn't make the team. We don't want to come home saying no one picked me. I was picked last. I'm so scared. I don't want to share it. And that fear of failure eats us up inside and starts eating us from within, and now we become a victim. So don't be afraid of failure. Embrace it as an opportunity to have success, because that's how you're going to learn. You're always learning. That's life, constant learning. Another fear is rejection. And rejection is something that no one wants. If she came to me and wanted to go on a date with me and I rejected her, that doesn't feel good. You want people to love you and accept you. But here's a good quote. Rejection doesn't mean you're not good enough. It has nothing to do with that. Remember, we're all mirrors of each other. If I'm rejecting Jilly of something, that doesn't mean she's not good enough. She's great. She's everything she needs to be. It's just that the other person at the time failed to acknowledge what you have to offer at that time. What's an example? Well, if I approach Jilly and I say, hey, I want you to show this new opportunity. I have this new medical water device I want you to show you. And she says,
I'm not interested today.
What I used to do, go, oh, she hates me. She doesn't want to talk to me. I said the wrong thing. I was rejected. I'm not good enough. This business is stupid. I'm not going to do this. I'm done. And that's the victim reality mindset. Rewind 30 seconds. Hey, I have this new water machine. I'd love to show you. What do you think? Still reject me.
No, I'm not feeling it.
Totally fine. I whatever you feel, I respect. And I know that in time, maybe if you connect some more dots, we could circle back and change our mind. Awesome. That's it. Nothing changed. She just probably had a bad day. Maybe she was stressed out.
Maybe I'm closed-minded.
Maybe she's closed-minded. Maybe she got bumper rear-ended on the way here and her mind's somewhere else. So she's not acknowledging what I have to offer. But she said, no, I'm not interested. I take it in as, oh, I'm rejected. And that's no good. We don't want fear of rejection. Okay? Kind of throw that out the window. Acknowledge it, but throw it out the window. Fear of success. Flip it. If I handed you $1,000 right now, would you take it? Obviously, some would, but how many of you would actually go, well, no, I can't take this. I can't take this. It's too easy. I didn't work for this. I didn't get, what do you mean? I can't take this. Or say you just sold 10 things and you got a bonus and you don't want to accept that bonus because, no, it's okay. Just save it. I'm not, I got plenty. I'm happy in this. Well, sure, you can be humble, but don't fear success in that abundance coming to you because it's all momentum. And I think a lot of people, me, myself, I didn't think I was worthy of success. I didn't think I was worthy of helping people. I didn't think I was supposed to do something bigger than just doing my daily routine. So fear of success really limits people back. Once you embrace and say, I do deserve this. Yeah. I want to see you succeed. I do want all of us to win. Now you're going to take big steps.
You are worthy.
You are worthy. Fear of judgment. Goes back to mirrors. Okay, if Jilly's judging me or I'm judging someone else, remember, it has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you, right? You're putting the mirror up. If Jilly's coming to me saying, "Oh, you're not going to have success in this. You're going to fail that. Don't waste your time. That's a bad investment. This." Sure, you can hear them, but you don't always have to listen to them, right? You could then put up a mirror and realize all they're doing is projecting outwards with what's in themselves. You just happen to be in front of them, so you got to hear it. But what happens is we hear it, we take it, and then we make it think it has to do with us. Where really it doesn't, because you got to know that you're strong enough.
Like, for instance, that guy was like, bruh, you give me the bread, I'm out. Like, he's saying that this is not valuable, so he leaves. Leave then. It's okay. Goodbye. Because we've practiced the art of rejection. And this is something that's really deep psychologically embedded in us, is the fear of not belonging. The fear of somebody not liking you or being judged is actually a primal fear that we have that's really deep down inside of us, because before, in those times, we would get kicked out of the tribe. And if we weren't in a tribe, survival mode kicked on and we were like, oh, we got to survive, so we can't do it alone. And so being aware of that fear of not belonging kind of shows up as FOMO. If you guys know what FOMO is.
Fear of missing out.
Yeah.
Fear of missing out.
Which has to happen if you're on the path to your own success. You have to miss out on certain things.
And the last one, fear of change. Nobody wants to change because it's uncomfortable. We like our routines. We like doing the same thing over and over. And yet at the end of each week, every Friday, we look forward to happy hour because we made it. Right? We didn't experience, we didn't enjoy, we just made it to the Friday. We made it to the weekend. And probably, do we want to change? Yes. It's just, where do I begin or where do I start? And that takes me into the next topic, is asking for help. And this is really important because, especially for me, I know once I started my own network marketing business, for example, I didn't reach out for help. I was in the masculine left side of the brain where I could figure it out. I was logic, it was statistics, it was analytical, it was overthinking, it was trying to perfect, it was not taking outside information, it was trying to make it my own, and it just got me nowhere.
And guess who got him in the business? And guess who would ask him, hey, do you need any help? Hey, do you need any help? And he was just so stubborn.
I was busy.
Yeah,
I had a lot going on, but now I'm productive and prioritizing, not busy. Busy is just a word that we use to basically validate that we don't know what's going on. We're just trying to figure out as we go. And that's not going to work in the long run. So asking for help. Remember, your life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. You've got to make a change, and you've got to ask yourself, do I ask for help? If I'm in the middle of a pool and I don't know how to swim and I'm drowning, I'm probably asking for help. That's an extreme analogy, but it's just another way to look at it. And so especially whether you're doing a startup company, a network marketing business, maybe your own brand, your own lifestyle, whatever it is, seek help. Not as if you don't know anything, well, to an extent, because you want to have some, obviously, cognition of where you're going and a vision and a story and a blueprint, but reach out to those who've had success, someone who's done it. Duplicate a system that works already. Don't try to reinvent the wheel. Maybe down the road, a small tweak, but not a full-on makeover, and then wonder why you're not getting anywhere. So asking for help is very important. Now, you want to tie it all in together, self-development. Most people don't really have a structure in their day, and this is not everyone, maybe this is most, maybe this is some, maybe this is people who are on here, who knows, that basically they have no self-development time for themselves. What does that mean? Okay, reading Harry Potter is me time, but is it self-development time? That's the biggest difference. I can read a fictional book, maybe I'll learn one thing, but really I'm just looking towards turn the next page to learn what Harry Potter did. Whereas if I'm reading a self-development book, if I'm going to workshops, if I'm going to seminars, like what we went to this weekend was very powerful. You're empowering yourself. You're giving yourself knowledge because learning never ends, right? If you're thinking learning stops after going to college or going to grad school, and once you get your degree, that its end, then you're going to kind of get passed up, and you're going to wonder why by the time you're 25, 30, 35, 40, you're kind of in the same spot because you never developed more awareness, more conscious thinking, thinking outside of the box, being creative, embracing the feminine side of your brain, all these different things that we don't think are vital and important, but in times are changing now, and businesses are changing, structures are changing, corporate values are changing, the power of social media is changing, the ability for someone to hop on and live and inspire people is changing. So with that change, you're leaving an old system. When you leave an old system, you've got to learn new things. Just like if I were to change a sport, or if I were to go to a new industry, a new niche, I'm not going to go from being a dentist to all of a sudden a personal trainer and not understand what the heck, how to even find a gym, right? So I gotta have some self-development. I've got to open up a book. I've got to maybe take some time on a Friday night to not go out and to stay in and really dive into something. Because what's going to happen is you're going to connect dots, and you're going to take that and you're going to be like, wow, this is a lot easier than I thought. We just give that power away to teachers, to coaches, to mentors, to do all the work for us. And just because we were there, or because we heard it, or because we read one book, is not going to guarantee you a thing. It just gives you a chance. It gives you a chance to kind of pursue your dreams. So make sure you're spending about 30 minutes a day at least on developing yourself. And you got to find time in your day. When's the least busy day? Well, you might have to wake up a little bit earlier. You know, there might maybe from 4 a.m. to 7 a.m., how much really activity is going on? Unless you're doing stuff on the East Coast, West Coast, not much. Everyone's still asleep. So no one's going to be texting you. No one's going to be emailing you. That could be your me time for development, whether that is through meditation, maybe that's through journaling, maybe that's through writing your goals down, maybe that's through reading a certain book or a podcast you've been tuning into. Whatever it is you got to do, you got to keep evolving in that sense. So when you're building a business, this is kind of the last topic as it ties in. As you build a business, or as you build yourself, remember, because you are your best business, people buy you, not the product. People buy you, not the opportunity. You want to make sure you're writing your own story, you're creating a vision, you're bringing others along the way, you're developing yourself on the way, you're creating your life, you're asking questions, you're addressing your fears, you're seeking out change, you want to improve, you're worthy of success. All these different things you can do if you decide to make that choice. And the best choice to start is right now. And I'm not saying tomorrow go quit your job and start something you love. But maybe tomorrow you start writing down things that you're passionate about. Maybe tomorrow you start writing down things you want to improve on. Maybe you start writing, what is my bigger picture? Maybe one sense, my bigger picture is, see how long it takes you to write something. Most people haven't thought that far. And as you go a little bit deeper and deeper, and just like we talked about meditation, you're going to find out who you truly are and what you're supposed to do and how you're supposed to contribute not only to yourself, to your family, to your partners, to your relationships, to your friends, your community, to your state, to your country, to your world, right? The collective where everyone's included. You're then going to find your why. And that why is the greatest, most powerful thing possible, because that's why you're put here. You're put here for a reason, right? You're put here to make a change, whether it's to inspire someone, to motivate, to lead, to inspire, to generate, to produce, to project. All these different things is in each one of you, okay? And you want to make sure you're aware of that. And for me and for Jilly and for others, it's been network marketing. And that's been our business because, one, we could build our own brands. right? Come out better, Cobb, join Jilly, Jilly's thing. All these things we can create, but together, like we were doing it with the Wake Tribe and all these different things, you're now creating that ripple effect, helping others. And
Sorry.
and she's still enamored by no beard, but it's okay. But what's cool is that we've found two vehicles and multiple other vehicles that we're coming across that not only do we better ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, right? We also benefit ourselves financially, abundance wise, networking, community, reaching out, while getting compensated to do so. So we're basically, in a weird way, I guess, getting paid to be ourselves and to live a life that we live, which is pretty cool.
We should all be doing that.
If anyone on the live here and I message you privately and say, hey, I'm going to pay you $100 a day to just be you. Yes or no? Probably 99 out of 100 are going to say yes. So why don't you? And then what's going to happen is the fear of change, the fear of judgment, the fear of success, rejection, and failure. Those come up right away, and you're like, I got to find a fear.
Yeah.
What's my fear? What's my validating fear? I can't change. No, I can't leave my 9 I can't do that. Can't do it. Can't do it. Can't do it. But remember,
it's like a program.
But you can, because you stop that thought and go, I actually can. I can be myself. I can share. I do know a lot. I mean, I've gone through a lot of life experience. I have a phone.
It would make me better.
It would make me better. I could inspire others. At the end of the day, financially, I'm benefiting me, and so forth and so forth. So those are kind of the topics we want to go over. It kind of ping pong business development and personal development, but again, it's all correlated because you are your business. You are your best product.
And the way you do one thing is the way you do everything.
Absolutely. So, overview, find your why, start writing your story, meet yourself where you're at, which is right now.
Yes.
Face your limiting beliefs, those fears, the fear of failure, the fear of success, the fear of judgment, the fear of change. Okay? Work on yourself, build your brand, whatever your name is, .inc. That's you. That's what you have been from the day you were born to the day you die. Is you have that no matter what. If all the companies, Fortune 500 companies, the corporate markets, the stock trade, if that all disappeared tomorrow, who are you? Mm-hmm. Do you have someone? Do you have a brand? Can you reach out to someone? Would someone come to you for advice? Would someone come for you to buy something from? Or would you just kind of be irrelevant? It's kind of harsh, but where would you be? And so work on yourself. Ask for help for someone who's done it before. Be coachable. Be open to learning new things because we know nothing. People buy you before they buy your business, your product, and your opportunity.
Yeah.
So hit all those points, maybe connect some dots, write these things down, and kind of see what you come up with. And again, that takes 30 minutes of your time, of your day, that you don't have to scroll, check out Netflix, one episode. It'll be there tomorrow, I promise. That episode will be there tomorrow. It's on replay. We got all these things on replay. But if that's something you want to be a part of and you are interested, even to learn more, or even just ask questions, how can I do this? Or what can I possibly do? I have some skills, but I don't know how to contribute. I love playing guitar, but where does that make me money? I love cooking, but how do I leverage that? I'm big into health and wellness. How do I get paid to share that? I'd love to. I know so much. Absolutely, there's ways for everything. And if you do have that, you can message me, you can message Jilly, and we'd be happy not just to show you everything, but just connect with you and just connect dots and have you answer questions and ask questions. And then from there, you make a decision, because at the end of the day, power is in your hands. We are just voices and words that project and help you connect your dots. And that's what we want for all of you. So thanks for joining. Tag somebody, share this video. If someone's looking for a new opportunity, if someone's looking to better themselves, maybe doesn't know where to get started. Again, these topics can cover such a broad range, but we wanted to keep it short and sweet for you guys. And we're looking forward to sharing more and more as we go. And hopefully maybe one day working with some of you to not only better you, better the community, better your relationships, your family and friends, but again, this place we call home, Mother Earth. So
bye guys.
Join in next Monday, every Monday, 8:30. Jilly goes on hers Monday nights. It varies, but 6:30 or 7, and we'll have another juicy topic. And she's currently on a fast. She's doing a 5-day fast, water fast, and we'll be posting about that. And I'm starting my fast on Wednesday afternoon. We just both been called to it to again, kind of a heavy reset of the immune system, of the cells, and all that good stuff. And like I said, I shaved first time about 3 years. So if I do look like I'm a little bit younger than I am, maybe I'm not. That's for you to find out. But we'll be keeping you guys updated with our fast. Hold fast.
Bye, guys.
Peace.